are the most overpowered players in FIFA history. We're going back through time and looking at different Ultimate Teams and the biggest villains from those games. Now, we're all hypocrites because we say they're villains, but actually, we all use them ourselves because these players were so sweaty, so magnificent, and so amazing that if you didn't use them, you were basically guaranteed to lose. We're starting off on FIFA 15, and we are going for a gold trio of attackers that struck fear into everybody's hearts. The pacey sweat merchants of Dumbia, Ibarbo, and Javinho. Over the top balls were just too overpowered in this FIFA, and oh my goodness, these guys would run through on goal, never be caught by any defense, and score pretty much every opportunity they had. They provided the perfect strong link across the top because they all played for Roma. It was just an absolute nightmare. What's interesting is that over the years, FIFA has changed more and more towards the top end players. So the higher rated players really do play better. So we've got like the likes of Messi, Mbappe, Ronaldo. But back in the day, you could get away with using players that were silver, not on rare golds, or just rare golds, and they would actually play in-game better than those players at the top end. That's why on FIFA 12, silver teams were going for an absolute premium. Silver El Shaarawy is still talked about to this day. He was a 73 rated silver, guys, and people still talk about how good this guy was in game. It made absolutely no sense. His stats meant that he should have been playing badly, but I was going into the gold games with this guy in my squad, and he was scoring hat tricks for days. Not only that, but some of the Team of the Week silver cards were going for multiple million coins. Now, in this video, we're not only going to limit it to single players or groups of players, we're going to look at full overpowered teams. Let's go back in time to Finch's FIFA 14 Legend Killers team. It was unbelievable. Why was Malapa so flipping good? Why was Clint Dempsey so good? It has the likes of Felipe Santana in there, one of the best centre-backs we've ever seen in FIFA. Ramirez, one of the most hated players in any FIFA ever. It was absolutely gross, and he used that team to win so many pink slips. He won so many coins off people. It was bonkers. So over the last couple of years, we've seen Mbappe just go off the absolute charts. Cristiano Ronaldo has been bonkers some of the years. That team of the season card he had at Juve was nutty. What about Neymar? His gold cards for the last 4 years, barring maybe this year, have just been so elite level, it is disgusting. But I'll tell you what, these unbelievable gold attackers would not have been able to stand up to the defense of Smalling and Butland. FIFA 17's greatest pair of players was, of course, the goalkeeper and defending duo of these two. I mean, on the surface, their cards don't look like anything special, but if you played against these two, you know that you were not scoring that many goals. They were just unbelievable. And if you have anyone that you think should be added to this list, then let me know down in the comments section. Now, we've had a special mention already for Ramirez, but this man actually deserves his own section, along with a couple of other Chelsea players. All I can say is thank God he went off to the Chinese league because he was doing my nut. But do you remember his perfect link? No, not Willian. David Luiz. At one point, he was the most expensive defender in the entire world when he moved from Chelsea to PSG. But during his time at Chelsea, he was an absolute living nightmare. After his stint at PSG, where he was given a Team of the Year, he moved back to Chelsea and got some of his most mental cards that we have ever seen. One of the most memorable of these was his flashback card. Absolutely bonkers. Not to mention his FIFA 20 Summer Heat card. Crazy. But we're not done with Chelsea yet because there's one more player that we have to mention, and that is Ramirez, reincarnated as a Frenchman. It's Bakayoko. For the sake of the FIFA community, I am happy that this man dropped off because on FIFA 18, he was terrorizing us. In fact, he had so much clout that he managed to get himself a 91 rated footies card, which was completely unnecessary because his 82 rated gold was more than OP enough. Let's move on to another Frenchman, and we are looking at Alessandrini from FIFA 19. This card just made it into everybody's squad. It was absolutely gross. The things this man could do on the FIFA pitch were mwah. Now I'm gonna have to get my boy Nepenthes in to introduce the next player.
Dede the centre-back.
Not only was this guy a meme on Nep's channel, but he was in everybody's team as well. He was absolutely ridiculous and probably one of the best 80 rated gold centre-backs we've ever seen in any FIFA ever. Now, that Dede card was a little bit difficult to link because, of course, he was in the Brazilian league. Our next player from FIFA 16 is actually difficult to link because of his nation, but he did play in one of the better leagues, which made it slightly easier, and that is none other than Aubameyang. FIFA 16 was a game that heavily relied on pace, and let's face it, Aubameyang had plenty of it. Playing for Dortmund at the time, he would just run through people's defenses, leaving them for dead, and just batter that ball into the back of the net. EA seemed to have an affinity with African strikers because our next player fits directly into that category, and we're going to need KSI to introduce him. This card was broken. There's nothing more I need to say about it. I mean, it was just so broken. It was horrific. It was genuinely horrific. And because KSI went and did a series with him in it, everybody was using him. It's a blooming nightmare. And then he went and tried to create the KSI kickoff glitch, which everyone was doing as well. FIFA back in the day, it was the Wild West. I asked you guys on Twitter who were the most OP players you remember from the years, so special mention to everyone who's made it onto the screen here. Looks like that Player of the Month Son was a fan favourite. Do you miss the old days where we could get away with using a gold team? Or do you prefer it now where you have to really work yourself up to those amazing players? Let me know any you think I've missed down in the comment section, and if you want to see another video where we see the rarest cards in FIFA history, then click right here.